Hey everybody, welcome back to Messy Vegan Baker. I'm Christina, and this week is Valentine's week, or it's almost Valentine's. So I decided, why not take a break from the series again? That's probably going to happen a lot. And why not make something Valentine's-y? So I decided to use my cute little heart pans that I got last year and use them for Valentine's Day again. Today, we're going to be making vegan candy. Now, I've essentially made both of these before, and I thought about making something new, but to be honest, I'm just tired, and I didn't really think ahead enough, and yeah, so here we are, making some oldies but goodies in a different form, so it's all new-ish. Hold on. I'm making oatmeal. I realize that these are actually pretty big for candies, but I don't have cute little heart molds, so we're just gonna go with it and see how they turn out. So, yes. The candies we're going to be making today are peanut butter cups, or peanut butter hearts, and chocolate covered caramels. I'm very excited because I'm going to be trying a recipe that I used for my Snickers video, which I will also link up here, so you guys should go check that out, because that's a very cool video, and those Snickers, even from people who are not vegan, said they were really good, so they're good. So I'm just going to be using the same one, but I'm going to be bringing it up to caramel temperature, which I don't know why it has its own temperature and somehow is not hard crack. I don't know. The world's a mystery. So I'm going to be doing that, and then, yeah, so I guess I'll talk you through what I'm going to do, and then I'll kind of explain it further once I've done it. Yeah, so I'm going to basically make the peanut butter and the caramels, and my goal and hope is that I'm going to put them in here, and the caramel especially will set, and then I will dunk them in chocolate, and it'll be delicious. And I'm also going to roast these. Why can't I think of which word we use? Toast them. I'm going to add some coconut and some cashews to some of the caramels, because I think that would be a really fun way to spice things up a little bit. I'm hoping that these will be delicious, but also pretty easy to make, because I don't want to be in the kitchen all day today. So without further ado, let's get baking. We're back. So it is a very hot day today. It's global warming, but actually maybe I should just start from the beginning. I'm going to be 100% honest. I apparently have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to making caramel and candy, so yay. I do, but I don't want to make this into a blog post. My goal is to watch a lot of videos and read articles about how to make actual caramel, because I just was having issues upon issues. So at some point, I will get this right, and that is another goal for this year, is to get candy right. So we're just gonna, this year is a discovery year, that's what I can tell you. So I will tell you what I did for the caramel, and then when I'm writing the blog post, I will correct everything. Yay. So I did actually just use the caramel recipe I put on my blog, because I wanted to see how accurate and useful that was. It was okay. I, again, need to update the information and make it more accurate. I did get this heavy bottom saucepan, and I used it, and it was amazing, and I love it. I found it at Home Goods, oddly enough. They actually have a lot of really cool trinkets and kitchen gadgets, so if you are looking for one, that's where I recommend going. Also have a candy thermometer. I have a digital one, which I love and so highly recommend. To start off, grease your pan. I'm doing silicone baking mats, so I just put butter in them just to make sure that they popped out. If you're doing an 8x8 inch pan, line it with parchment paper and then spray oil on it. You want to make sure that this does not stick, because it's very sticky. I also put some of the toasted coconut and the cashews in the bottoms of the heart pans and poured the caramel over them. And I don't remember which ones are which, so surprise! To make the caramel, in a separate bowl, I put the vanilla, the butter, the vegan butter, and the coconut cream in, just so I could dump it all at once. Make sure everything is room temperature. I didn't, and I think that's partially where it got a little wonky. Unfortunately, my coconut cream was frozen and I didn't thaw it out thoroughly. So make sure all of that is at room temperature because that is very important. And then in the saucepan, put in the granulated sugar, water, and corn syrup, and you can put that on the stove on medium heat and just constantly stir until it starts to boil and it looks more liquidy and clear, because that means that the sugar is dissolving. So at that point, you can stop stirring with a pastry brush and water. Just wipe the sides down until there are no more sugar crystals, and then put your candy thermometer in and let it go. Basically, you're just gonna let it sit and boil until it becomes that deep amber color. Now, here's where my issue was. I was trying to bring it up to caramel stage, which is like 320 degrees Fahrenheit, which is insane. What happens at that high temperature that it's no longer hard crack, it's like soft? I don't know, but anywho. So I was trying to bring it up to that, or like 308 for me, and it was only at like 250, 260, somewhere between that, and I panicked because it was getting really dark and it was almost starting to burn. So I took it off the heat and I added everything, and that's when it'll boil and fizz, and that's totally normal. My issue was the coconut cream was still frozen in some aspects, so it like seized some of the caramel up. So I put it back on the stove to heat it up thoroughly so it wasn't like that, which did work. Thank goodness there's a cure for that. But then I brought it up to softball stage because, again, I wasn't sure if I should just keep it on and let it go to 308. Maybe I should have. I don't know. I need to figure that out, so I will. And yeah, but it sets. I put it in the fridge and then in the freezer to kind of make the setting go faster, and now it's probably a big goopy mess because it's almost 80 degrees in here. It is hot. I don't know. It is January. What is happening? Stop eating meat, people. So anyways, ideally, you do want the caramel to set at least 2 hours, if not overnight, which is probably what I'll end up doing just because it's so hot in here. I can't do them. I was trying to dunk them. They're still not really setting. They're still super like liquidy, which is probably because of the caramel. It's just a mess. But at some point, we will get somewhere, guys. We will figure this out. Then I'll make candy all the time. For the peanut butter cups, I used Edgy Veg's recipe. So I will have the link to that down below. I did add a little bit more powdered sugar just because I wanted a drier peanut butter, but again, it's just to taste. So I will have the link down to that, but essentially you put in some powdered sugar, some nutritional yeast, and some creamy peanut butter, and you mix it, and then I stuck it in some different molds. And I was gonna put them in the heart pans, but the caramels took all those up. So I just made them into my own hearts, and they'll be cute. It's gonna be great. So those are sitting in the fridge as well. And then I melted my chocolate, so I'm using all Trader Joe's chocolate, shocker. Honestly, it's great chocolate in my unprofessional opinion, and a lot of it is accidentally vegan, and it's cheap. That is my biggest thing, because they have a lot of really cool vegan chocolate chips, but they're like $500 for a bag. No, thank you. So I'd say about 2.5, maybe 3 cups worth of chocolate. I don't know if that's gonna be a good amount. It should be more than enough. So about 3 cups of chocolate. I used a mix of their vegan milk chocolate that they have and their dark chocolate that's accidentally vegan. And I put that in there. I put a tablespoon of coconut oil so it can temper. It's my little hack. And you just put it in the microwave, or you can put it over a double boiler. If you put it in the microwave, just put it in like 30 seconds, mix it, and just keep doing that until it is nice and smooth. And then let that cool down for like 5 to 10 minutes so it doesn't melt everything. Fun times. So this is the first time I tried to dunk them when it was still too hot, and they probably hadn't set enough, but when you do dunk them, just use a fork and put it on parchment paper and let them sit. So the peanut butter never set, shocker, so I ended up filling the hearts with chocolate once I took the caramels out, and then I chilled that, and while that was chilling, I finished dunking the caramels. I do not recommend putting them on one of those cooling racks just because the caramel, at least my caramel, kind of fell through the cracks, so just put it on a flat piece of parchment paper. And then once the chocolate was cooled, I reformed the peanut butter into them, which wasn't that bad. And then I put it in the fridge again just to help it set. And then once that happened, I took it back out. I poured chocolate on top. I stuck it in the freezer again to let it set, and then they were good to go. So definitely recommend pouring the chocolate and then putting the peanut butter in there because it doesn't work otherwise, but they're delicious, so that's what counts. So this is what they look like. Hopefully it's a clear image that I can zoom in on. If not, let's take a picture. So it looks really good, especially since it's been in the fridge for a few minutes. The peanut butter cup's a little sad. Oh no, it's stuck to the plate. I just wanted a peanut butter cup. Okay, well, here's my sad. This definitely needs to set a little bit more, but I thought she was crazy for putting nutritional yeast in there, but she's on to something. Holy crap, that is the closest and best I have gotten to an actual Reese's. So, right on. I love that. Wow. Okay. And this one's stuck too. I don't know what's happening with my life. Ugh. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't bother. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Well, we're definitely going to let these all sit longer. However, look at that pull. That's a nice pull. Oh, I got the coconut one. I feel like it needs more sugar. It has a good aftertaste. So I'm going to let this sit in the fridge a little bit longer. And then I will finish dunking the rest. Hopefully you learned something and or were entertained. So if you're watching, thank you. I really appreciate that. If you're old, thanks. I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you're new, you should hit that subscribe button and the like button because I worked very hard on this. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching again. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And let me know what kind of Valentine's candy you miss having if you're vegan. If you're not, what's your favorite kind of Valentine's Day candy? I'm curious. And happy Valentine's Day. I will see all of you lovely humans next week. Bye. Ooh. I probably have chocolate around my mouth. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. That's so mean. What am I doing with my life? I don't know.